Good morning. Good morning. We were muted. Oh, goodness. So, how's everyone doing this morning?
It was crazy yesterday. We had so many technical difficulties.
Oh, my goodness.
It was just insane.
So we had to reschedule for this morning. So, if you're tuning in, say hello and where you're tuning in from and what you're doing this morning. Are you getting up, getting dressed? Who works from home?
Even if we work from home,
you got to get up and dress.
It's brutal.
And I just want to say kudos to my husband. Oh my goodness, Mr. Super Dad. I am not such a morning person. He's up at what time are you up?
4:30.
4:30. He's up doing his work and then getting the boys up. And oh my goodness. Yeah, kudos. Love you. Thank you. See? I kissed you. I don't think any loud grandmas are up this early seeing us kiss.
You see what I go through? You see what I go through? So check it. So, we are serious about the podcast. So we spent far too much money on technical stuff and lights and mics and all this other stuff. And then we're trying to integrate all of this into our podcast. Now, when we were doing it from the hip, just the webcam that was on the actual, the webcam that was on the computer and the mic and just going for show, we had no problems. Once we put all of the technical aspects in,
then it was like,
this isn't working.
This is crazy.
Wait, this isn't working. Well, this just turned off. So it was crazy.
Right.
But we wanted to do our guest due diligence.
Exactly.
Get her on before the polls are ripping and roaring, just so that you can hear her message, her voice, and make the decision for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just want to shout out to Rhoda all the way from London.
Wow.
She finally got to catch my live podcast because London and time difference is so off. I don't know what time is it right now. It's literally 8 hours away or something like that.
Hey, shout out in the morning times. I don't give shout outs because if you're not sponsoring the show, you don't get shout outs. But I can't live without this right here in the morning time. Okay, this is.
Oh my
thing.
goodness, yeah, I don't know. But without further ado, so she can get on with her day because she's got a huge day coming on today. We're gonna bring to you Tish Powell. Let's have Miss Tish, Elgin Councilwoman.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Tish. How are you today?
I'm not a morning person either, but I've learned to be.
Yes, and you have a huge day today.
Yes, it's election day in Elgin and actually all over Illinois. It's the consolidated election.
All over Illinois, huh? Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
He said, I can't hear her. I said, you have to put this on.
Fancy. Oh, wow.
Fancy.
Can you hear her now?
Yes, this is
all right.
Amazing.
Good. We're all good this morning. Yesterday was, oh my goodness. We apologize again.
That's
Technology did not work in our favor last night, but we are here today to talk to you about the importance of voting and, some things that, a lot of people don't even know that they should be voting today because you guys are the ones that make the rules and the law that pertain to their livelihood, right? In the city of Elgin.
Absolutely. But thanks for having me and thanks for getting up early with me this morning and trying this again. This was just supposed to happen today. So that's
exactly. Yes.
We're going to claim that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
first, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, today's election day, and a lot of folks don't even know that it's election day for whatever reason.
No, absolutely.
First, tell people what your position is right now.
Yes, I am a city councilwoman for the city of Elgin. I have been in this role. I was elected in 2011, so I'm running for my fourth term on the Elgin City Council. The terms are for 4-year terms, and I'm running for my fourth term. I love serving the community, and Love our community, love Elgin. I think it's a great place to live, work, play, do business, and raise your family. And I'm just ready to take our community to the next level.
Awesome. So what great things do you have planned for Elgin?
Well, I'll start with some of the things that I've been engaged with for the past 12 years. I am the liaison, the city council liaison to the Cultural Arts Commission. And that is something that is near and dear to me. I love the arts. I think they bring a amazing vibe to our community. They bring folks, tourists to our community. It improves our quality of life. And the arts are a proven economic driver, so they bring revenue into our community.
Oh, wow.
So even though I always tell people I'm not artsy, I don't sing, dance, paint, perform, I am not an artist. I just appreciate art, and I just really support all of our artist community, because we do have a strong artist community here in Elgin, and I think it's growing, and I want to continue to encourage that. Shout out to all of our artists and our muralists and performing artists that make Elgin special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was telling my husband, you're a Michigander.
I'm a Michigander.
We are great.
We are great.
Yes. So what's funny is when we first met Laura and we had exchanged phone numbers, and she gave me her phone number, and I said 616.
Right.
I said, Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't know the greatness that comes from Michigan. They don't understand.
Really don't understand that vibe, do they?
No.
Yep. I'm born and raised in Michigan. I moved here about 20 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
I moved here because she wanted to come here, because she's from here. So that's why.
Michael, I keep missing these. Michael, it's all good. I can't. You're on this morning. Hey, we typically aren't on this early, but I'm glad you made it.
We gonna just start doing random pop-ups. 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We're just gonna start running them through.
Right.
Okay, so today is the big day where everybody needs to get out and vote. First of all, the message first and foremost is get out and vote. Period. End of discussion. For all the people who complain, for all the people who like how things are, this is a way where you can have your voice heard, number one. Number two, why don't you tell people why they should vote for you?
Yes.
Why they should vote for me? Well, I was working on a post this morning and really kind of talking about that very issue. Folks who know me over the past 12 years, they've seen how I operate. They know that I am a genuine leader. I'm a proven leader. I'm not afraid to challenge the status quo when needed. I'm not afraid to be in the minority on an issue that I feel is important. I value our diversity, and I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. So when it comes to policy issues in our community, I really look at those issues from a diversity, inclusion, and equity lens, because I think that's important. We can't talk about, Elgin's a great diverse community, but when it comes to our policy making and how we spend our money and the things that we do, if we're not thinking about that and incorporating that diversity into that decision making, that's a problem. So I'm usually that voice that's bringing that to the table. One of the other things that I feel I bring to the table is, critical thinking skills are not common. My grandmother used to always say common sense isn't common. Critical thinking skills are not common either. So if you want someone who is going to look at issues critically, ask the right questions, bring a common sense approach, but also just really dig into the issues and make sure that voices are heard. A lot of times prior to meetings, citizens will, email us or call us if they're passionate about something. And I really try to bring that up in the actual meeting. Say, hey, I've heard from residents, and these are the questions that they have, so that they actually hear their questions being asked and their questions being answered. Because if for that one person that wanted to ask that question, there are probably 10 others that had that same question that were maybe afraid to approach us. So I'm very cognizant about that.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on that, Tish, because I want to agree with you on the diversity side. Like I was really appreciative of you showing up at my family's funeral. I mean, like our loud grandma's over there in the kitchen taking shots, and we got people like over here and over there. I mean, like when you say you really are involved with the community, you show up, and I just want to say I appreciated that.
But I know your family, so it wasn't just some random.
True. Yes.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah. Let me just make it clear. I don't just randomly show up at every funeral.
No, I know.
I just want to make. I want to make sure people understand that I was there because I know
because you and Kat are close. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And also, just a side note, she was like, "Oh my God, I was so embarrassed." I was like, "Why?" She was like, "Well, at the funerals, when it gets later in the day, the grandmas they start gambling and drinking and stuff," and I'm like, "Sweetheart, we Black, okay? So funerals, weddings, spades, dominoes get taken out. That is normal for us."
Yes.
Yeah, he did say that. I was like, "Oh my goodness, Tish came and she saw everybody."
And that's exactly what I thought when I saw them playing cards.
You were at home?
I said, other people do this too.
Yes, our people. And and that's the thing, like that's why we have the podcast, because there's like so many like misconceptions or stereotypes of when you think of the the minority or the Asian, you think, oh, they have the stereotypes about Asian, and then when they see the Southeast Asians, the Lao people,
a lot of similarities.
They're like, what's going on here? Like these aren't the traditional Asians.
What were they playing? It was a Lao poker or something.
Yes, them dang. Oh, yep, it's called them dang. See, that's the Lao word for the day.
And they get into it. They get into it for real.
Well, yeah, Marcel's been in my family for 20 years now, and so he has seen it all.
They were having a good time. They were having a good time.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
Now, the mayor. I see there's a runoff for the mayor of Chicago. Yes. Is that correct?
There is a runoff for the mayor of Chicago, and folks in Elgin are watching that very closely and with all kinds of excitement, because Brandon Johnson, I believe was born and raised here in Elgin, and he has Elgin ties. Wow. He has a lot of family here, so we are, a lot of us are definitely rooting for Brandon. Not just because he's from Elgin, but because he is truly the best candidate, and I'm really hoping that everybody in Chicago recognizes that as well. Because whether we want to acknowledge it or not, what happens in Chicago affects all of us out here in the suburbs as well.
Right.
Sure. Now, in a runoff, what is it? Is it that it's exactly tied, or it's so close that it needs to? Additional voting needs to be done? How does that work?
Yeah, so Chicago's system of government is a little bit different than Elgin's. So they had a primary, and it's my understanding the top vote getters in that primary, that's why Brandon and his opponent are in this runoff race. So yeah, I'm not as familiar with that one, but they're in it, and they were the top vote getters, and yeah, I'm excited for Brandon.
Now, when will you know whether or not you win your seat?
Well, that's a really good question. Now, prior to proliferation of mail-in voting, the mail-in ballots, we would typically know the night of the election, but
you have to wait for the mail.
we have to wait, and because turnout for the local elections is typically so low. These elections out here in Elgin and some of the other suburbs can literally be determined by a handful of votes. So we 2 years ago, when we had our last consolidated election, I believe that the actual last couple council seats, we didn't know who won those seats until at least a week after the election, because they had to wait and count all of the mail-in ballots that were coming in, because it just has to be postmarked, I think, today. So they come in obviously after election day, and I mean that final seat was determined probably by less than 30 votes.
Oh man!
Wow,
that's close.
Oh my goodness. And I see that Corey is running as well.
Yes, I'm so excited. My colleague and friend and little big head brother, as I call him sometimes, is running for mayor. He will be an awesome mayor for Elgin. He brings the energy and leadership that we need, and I'm fully supporting him.
Yeah, because Mayor, who is it right now? It's
David Captain.
David Captain. Oh, that's right. That's right. David Captain. Because we were trying to figure out with this event coming up. Okay, it's either going to be Captain or Corey Dixon that's going to be doing the one of the rituals that we have for this event coming up. So we kind of penciled them in, like, who's going to be?
No, we promised.
Yes.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, keep in mind that we don't necessarily the swearing in of the new candidates or the new officials who's ever elected usually doesn't take place until our last council meeting in April. So that's when the election is officially certified. Keep in mind, Elgin in particular spans 2 different counties. So we have to get all of the election data from Kane County as well as the election data from Cook County. Those elections have to be certified by each of their respective entities, and then the candidates that are successful in those races are sworn in at the end of the month for the city of Elgin.
Wow, nice.
No, that has to be hard if let's say an incumbent didn't retain his seat or his position, to still have to work out the last couple of weeks, knowing that you are vacating the seat. That has to be a little hard, I would think. Is that that's like in basketball, you lose the game, and then afterwards you have to go. Well, I guess it's the same thing. You have to go and do the interviews and be with the team, even though you lost the race. So that would have to be kind of hard for me. I don't know. Maybe I would just take off and be like, what, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm just done. No, we did say that we promised that we would get you out of here by 8 because
you have a long day.
From what I hear, you have a very long day.
Yes.
You are shaking hands, kissing babies, telling everybody the
well, not during COVID and all of this stuff going around.
That's right. Everybody gets a dab. Yeah, everybody gets a exactly.
Giving people dab.
Wave. Yeah. I understand that totally. But we are wishing you the best in your race.
Yes.
We're hoping for a pleasurable and favorable outcome. But we always tell people, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what business you're in, whether profit or nonprofit or otherwise, you always need to tell people what you're about, like a 60-second elevator pitch. So if you had to let people know in a snapshot of why they should vote for you, tell them now.
My elevator pitch. Well, okay. I'm Tish Powell. I have been your city councilwoman for the past 12 years, and I'm respectfully asking for your vote for re-election to continue to represent our wonderful Elgin community. I want to continue to make sure that Elgin is a great place to live, work, play, do business, and raise a family. And I need your help to continue to do that. So come out and vote today. If you have not already early voted, the polls stay open until 7 o'clock. So as long as you're in line by 7 o'clock, they will let you vote. So it's important because only about, believe it or not, less than probably about 12% of the registered voters actually vote in our local elections. And I'm just going to give a quick shout out to the other races that are on the ballot that are very important right now. Of course, in Elgin, it's for mayor. There are 4 seats on the city council. There are 4 seats on the U46 school board. And I believe that there's also probably the same number of seats, if not a few less, for some of the other school board districts in our area that are included in Elgin, like District 301. Elgin Community College Board, our library board, all of the things that I think people really take for granted in our community.
Yeah,
how great
definitely.
our community college is, how great our library is,
Right.
how great our school districts are. It's these people at this level that we are electing that make critical decisions about how our districts are run,
Yes.
where the money is spent, the policies. I mean, we've seen how there are places all across our country that are banning books, and
wow, that's so crazy.
voter suppression is taking place in other states. So we really have to be vigilant and be aware, and show up and show up.
And Elgin is my hometown. So anyone out here, my friends, family, definitely go out and vote because your vote definitely makes a difference.
It does. It really does.
And that 60-second elevator pitch was great because we're going to capture that and spread that everywhere from now until 7 o'clock. So have no worries.
Well, great. And if people want more information from me about my campaign, please visit my website at powellforelgin.com. And you can check out my social media sites under powellforelgin.com as under Powell for Elgin on Instagram as well as on Facebook.
Okay, awesome. And I just put that in the chat. So, well, we thank you, Ms. Tish, for, allowing us to learn more about you and what you do as Elgin City Councilwoman. Thank you for all the work and hard work you've done this past 12 years. And also for your patience for this technical difficulty that we had once again. And so
I'm going to put it in the air right now. So when you win, we're going to have you back so we can talk about after your victory, what you plan on doing. And what you're doing moving forward. So we're just gonna put that in the air right now.
Yes, because
we're gonna claim that.
Claim it. Because guess what? Our business is in Elgin, so we need somebody that's gonna make decisions also that will impact our business, right?
Absolutely.
So yes, absolutely. We wish we could vote. We don't live there anymore, but we wish you all the best. And
thank you.
And everyone who can hear me right now that's living in Elgin, please get up, get out, and go vote.
Go vote for Tish.
Yes.
Have a great day, Tish.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.